Who here has a savings account? You do? Who here owns a CD, certificate of deposit? Anyone? Tim, how much, what does your CD pay? Interest?
Something horrible.
Something horrible. Shirley, what is your checking account? How much interest do you get?
0.01%.
Who has a savings account? Ken?
Saving accounts, I give them money,
You
yeah.
give that
They don't pay me.
money. Well, recently, I believe just yesterday, I was reading the Wall Street Journal, and it said in Germany, which pretty much has the same situation as here, in Germany, 15 years ago, if someone had money in their account, it would take like 10 years to double it in a savings account. But today, if they had money in their savings account, it would take 300 years to double it. And I think it's pretty much the same here. But some of you know I did a speech a few weeks ago on how you can generate more interest. I told you if you bought a 10-ounce silver bar, which was back then $17 an ounce, you bought a 10-ounce silver bar, put it in your drawer, and you had a similar amount of money in your savings account. If you waited 5 years, your money in your savings account would be the same. Yet if you looked at inflation because of educational costs, food costs, rent, insurance, after 5 years these expenses would be higher. There's a good chance that silver bar will have gone up in value. And it was one way to beat the system. Now my speech is called, who knows what buying the dips means? Shirley, I think you're in the financial industry. What does buying the dips mean?
So when you're talking about buying stock, is when you buy when it goes down like 10 or 20%, that would be a time to buy.
Right. Well, the reason I bring this up is because since my speech, silver has actually gone up 10 or 15%. So what do? My recommendation is to buy the dips. You see, some of the things I just told you, as far as not getting interest in your account, has really been going on for about 7 or 8 years. We're getting 0% interest, not just here, but in most parts of the developed economy all over the world. Now, I've been following the gold and silver market for the last 15 years, starting the year 2000. And this is when the first bull market in gold and silver started about 16 years ago. And then in about 2011, it went through a bear market. And just this year, gold and silver have started going up again. And many people think it's a new bull market. So one of the ways you can get interest on your money, if you were to buy silver or gold, is to buy the dips over the next few years. Set aside a small percentage of your savings or what have you, money you might normally put in stocks. Perhaps consider precious metals. Who here owns gold and silver as an investment? Nobody, right? Yet who here owns real estate or stocks? See, what does this tell you? This tells you when a lot of people own one thing, it might be time to think about, generally when stuff surely is the most unpopular, that just could be the time to buy it. Because you want to get in before everyone else is there. But getting back to the big picture, as I said before, most of the world now is experiencing zero interest rates because, in a simplified version, the economies have been slow all over the world, so they're trying to lower interest rates to spur the economy. But not only have they been doing this, there's a lot of other things going on that a lot of people don't even realize. And you might even say it's kind of like a, for lack of a better word, a socialized economy. The Bank of England, they just started buying corporate bonds. So the government is buying the bonds of corporations. In Japan, the government buys ETFs, exchange traded funds, which are like stocks. So the government is buying stocks. Now, a lot of people think that it has become normal, this sort of thing, but the fact it is not. I've given speeches before, and when we were kids, Tim, Ken, and myself, we would put money in the bank and we would get 5 or 7% interest in the bank. A lot of young people today, they look at the economy in their savings account and they think it's a normal thing. And the one thing I'm trying to tell you in my speech to really get across is that we're really in unprecedented times. fact that we've been at zero interest rates for so long, that governments all over the world are printing money, yet this current economic cycle is already coming to an end. And a lot of people, especially a lot of wealthy people, large investments funds, they're starting to figure out that maybe these people don't know what they're doing. So when you see, just if you're comparing it to what's going on in the election today, a lot of people feel that their lives are out of control, that too much government intervention. So what I feel, precious metals, it's just a way to kind of take things into your own hand. When you buy a precious metal like gold and silver, you put it in a drawer, or put it in a safe box, no one can print extra money. There's only a certain amount of gold and silver you can mine every year. So that gold and silver that you have is yours. The dollars in your bank, they may double or triple in supply. The value might go down, prices might go up. If you double your money in 300 years, what good is that if all these expenses are going up? So this is just some of my advice that I've thought about, and it's worked pretty well for me. Over the last 3 or 4 years, I had lost a good deal of money, and I've already made it all back. Just in the past year, investing in gold and silver stocks. So these are just some things to think about. The best way, you can buy coins, bars, and you can also do some things if you have an Ameritrade account or a small stock account where you can buy a lot of these type of investments online through stocks or ETFs or what have you. But in closing, friends, as I said already, we just need to keep in mind that these are indeed unprecedented times, and you need to prepare yourself for the worst. Thank you. All right. Brianna, do we have a title?
Yes.